Hey you guys, thought I would check in. It's almost the end of November, and this is Natasha from soulstarenergetics.com, and I wanted to just let you guys know that I have blocked off my whole schedule until January, and I will still take a couple of CTTs if somebody really wants to do that, but nothing, none of the long things. I've been doing a lot of practicing with the RSR groups and finishing up studies at HMI and tying up different odds and ends before the end of the year. But one of the main things that I have had going is I've had this strong draw to be creative. And I've always been pretty creative throughout life, but you know, sometimes you get into study mode and you forget about that. So I've kind of picked that up again, and it's been very, very nice, very healing, and very connecting. It helps you creating, it helps you connect with your inner being. We are creative beings after all, right? So, but for me, it's been a little more than that because I have a 14-year-old daughter, and as they grow up, the things that you guys like change and are different, and so it's a little bit trickier to connect, and so it's been really nice to have something that we both really enjoy. As I'll just show you a couple of the things that we've been doing. We've started needle felting, and that's been a really fun, cool experience. It's something that's easy to do. You can follow tutorials and make it look just pretty much like what the person has showed you, as long as you don't, you know, just keep stabbing your needle and don't stab yourself kind of thing. But you know, we've been making like these little critters, and there's a little pony, and here's my daughter's bunny. Isn't it cute? And just all kinds of different things, and so I don't know, we might we've been learning different techniques and taking tutorials from other people, and so we may, as we branch out and do our own things, like here is one of her original little creatures. Isn't this cute? She's so creative. She's really into the furries and things, and so she's going to be making some of those. And here's my unicorn. Of course, I'm going to make a unicorn. But it moves and it does different things. But we're branching out and doing our own thing as we learn new things. And so I may do some tutorials on some little simple things. Basically, I just want to encourage you guys to find something that you are... I like to create. Some people like to sing, and some people like to paint. It could be simple, just anything that you have liked when you were a kid. Think back to whenever you were younger and you had more time, when the world hadn't beat you down as much and you were more innocent time, I guess. So go back to that, even if it's just crayons. You know, a lot of, you have those adult coloring books that have been big for the past several years. But I really encourage you to find something creative to do. And you can even find something like with the needle felting. We were like obsessed with it, and so we're going to do different little projects to give as gifts. So that's always fun too. And the lady that we follow a lot of her tutorials, she has this group called Serafina Felt on Earth is what she calls it. And what it is you make little things, just like little things like this, maybe a little bird or something. This took me like 20 minutes maybe. And you put them around. It's kind of like they have the rocks where you paint the rocks, and you put those around, and you have like the kindness elves that like put things around for kids and things. You just bag it up, put a little encouraging note on it, and leave it somewhere for somebody to find. And so that's a cool little project. And you may have somebody in mind that you would like to give it to, or just be creative, and maybe you just want to keep it just for yourself. But we have like 30 critters going on now, and we're making more, so we're going to have to start spreading the love here soon. We're gonna be overrun with wool sculptures, but it's really fun to find that creative spark within you, because that's what you are. You are creators. And it's been wonderful, like I said, for relationships. It's been wonderful. If you guys remember back several months ago, I had fallen and hurt my arm. It's very, very good rehabilitation for those nerves and everything to get fully functioning and back on track again. And so I've really, really come to understand why they say create. And so be looking for more of these, because I'm really thinking in the future there might be a couple of simple tutorials just to help encourage you guys. And my daughters are so creative, they may come up with other things that they want to do. But the other thing I wanted to share with you guys today is bunnies. A list of books for children. And most of these books I got several years ago, so I'm sure there are many, many more out there besides these. But excuse me. I'm asked ever so often to share what kind of spiritual books do you like, and depending on where we've moved to, whether we took them with us, sometimes I can't remember. So I'm going to put them in the description box, and I'm also going to show you them. And I'm thinking there may be a couple of them that I might read some excerpts out of it to just show you what's inside. Like one of my very favorites, The Happy Hedgehog. Little mascot here. The Happy Hedgehog. I may read this one for you guys one day, but it's a beautiful little story about this little hedgehog that he learns to be. Those illustrations are not beautiful. He learns that his unique abilities are his, and not to compare them with anyone else's, and that they're super valuable, even if other people think they may not be. And so put that on the back burner. But anyway, I'm showing you these books in case you want to get them for your child, or a child that you know, or maybe all the children you know are grown up. You could get these books and donate them to your local library. It would be a wonderful thing to do. Here's another favorite. All I See is Part of Me. And don't worry, I'll put the descriptions in the description box so you'll know the author and everything, so you can find these if you like. But this is a super cool book. It talks about how all I see is part of me. This is a very favorite. I've had this one around for many years. I highly recommend that one. There's another one here called Me. And all of these books are their spirituality catered to children, so it's on a simple level, because a lot of people struggle with, if you're not part of an organized religion or some belief system that already has a structure in place of some sort of study of the Bible or whatnot, whatever it is, you're kind of left wondering how do I explain these bigger concepts to a young child. And I think you'll be surprised at how kids are coming in, especially now, already knowing this. I mean, they have a knowing. It's amazing. But this helps you to just nurture that. So this is another one called Me. And it's It's got some really fun illustrations in it too. And she sees herself in everything, and it's really cool how it starts out with the I think this is the one that starts out. Let me look real quick. Sorry. No, this isn't the one. But still, it's really. Want to tell you about yesterday when I made a really important discovery, a discovery about what it means to actually be me. So, yeah, I haven't read this in a while. Sorry, I can't remember the exact storyline, but it's good. Check it out. This is another one. Becoming Me, a Story of Creation. Maybe this is the one I was thinking of. If you notice, a lot of these say, have me in it, right? And children, they are very focused on the self. And some people consider that to be selfish in a a sort of way where, you know, that of course children need to be selfish. They need to make their demands known, or how else are they going to be taken care of, you know. But this is me more in a way of trying to help them to understand and keep that value within themselves, to look to themselves for the answers and not to other people, because society really will, as you know, because I'm sure you've had it done to you, really puts the focus outside of ourselves, especially more as we get older, and it just really gets out of hand. And so this helps to keep them knowing, look in here, right? Okay, yes, okay, this is the one I was thinking of. Becoming Me. Once upon a time, there was nobody who knew that I was, but I was. I like to make myself into different shapes, lots of different shapes, all me. Everywhere I looked, there was only me. I must be very big. Anyway, it goes through, and it's just a really beautiful story, and then how fractalized into people. And yeah, this is one of my very favorites too. Let's see. There's another one that's similar to that. Oh, this one. We really enjoyed this one. I got these when my oldest was like 6 or 7 years old, and so we've been enjoying these for a while. I really need to get on Amazon or a book page or something, because I'm sure they have made so many more of these cool books. And if you guys know of any, please put a comment down there, because I really want to check those out, and I'm sure other people would be interested as well. Peaceful Piggy Meditation, and this goes through the story of this little pig, and he spends time meditating to help him through his life, where he gets he gets irritated, and so it shows them that they have a recourse other than not knowing what to do with those strong emotions, that they can get down and center themselves. So let's see what this says. Sometimes it feels like I always have to hurry, hurry, hurry. And you feel like you can't slow down, even when you're sitting down. It can be hard not to lose your temper when you're angry. And you can get really frustrated when things don't go your way. So it's good to have a peaceful place inside. It's good to meditate. Peaceful piggies know when to take a break. Find a quiet spot and just breathe, breathe, breathe. Anyway, this is a really popular book in our house. I really love it too. Okay, now we're getting down to some of the more philosophical books. This is Deepak Chopra with Christina Tracy. It's called On My Way to a Happy Life. And it's been a really long time, so Let me open this up and let's rediscover it together. Okay. Alright, yes, there's a lot of different affirmations and things in here. Look how beautiful that is. The gift you've been given is that you can create absolutely anything, whether small or great. So imagine, believe, and set your dreams free. There's no limit to what you can do or be. So there's different little sections in here that just talks about different beautiful things. That's a good one. We need to pull that one back out. I haven't read that one in so long. Okay, and so here are this is one that's like a little meditation talking about different ways to be calm and centered. Each breath a smile, based on teachings by Thich Nhat Hanh. I probably pronounced that wrong, I'm sorry. Story by Sister Susan. And so, yeah. It's pretty little meditations. Read. Dear little ones, let us sit very quietly. Listen. Listen to the wind. Listen to the birds. Listen to the crickets and the frogs. Listen very quietly to your breathing. This is just a beautiful little book too. Just all so good for encouraging the little ones. Alright, so this one, I got this and I was so excited to get it, but then we got to moving and everything, so I haven't really explored it as much as I'd like to. But what I have flipped through and seen I really, really like. It's called Spirituality for Kids. Discover the Real You. It was there all along. And it's got a bunch of different little sections, like chapter 2. So why am I here? What do I do with my life? And then it has all different ways of looking at things, and then it has some excerpts from different things, like this one's talking about Beloved Mother Mary. But it's not geared or like toward any certain religion or anything. It kind of takes the best parts of different ones and the teachings and the wisdom and things. Like here's one. It says we all have lessons to learn and lessons to teach, and it just talks about, oh, this one's cool. I didn't see this one before. This little girl, she's at the piano and she says, actually, I probably brought this skill back from my past lives. Isn't that incredible that we can have a book that says these things nowadays? I mean, well. So yeah, I need to explore this one more too. I need to make me a pile of the revisit this book section. We're homeschoolers, so we have an extensive collection of books. I try not to keep too many because we move a lot, but the library is very popular with us as well. That's why I say if you don't have a child in your life that's of the age that could benefit from these, and some of these are really good for adults too, but yeah, get some and donate them to your public library. Spread it around, because you know, it may not be a title that they would normally get. Okay, so here's a good one. What is God? And let's see, a good spot to show you guys in here. So I'm just gonna open to this page. This is the one I'm going to show. They're in the corner there and they're afraid, the lightning, and it says, maybe God is what you feel when you stand on a very high mountain and see a big, beautiful view all around you. Or maybe God is what you feel when you hear beautiful music, sometimes soft, sometimes loud. Or maybe God is what you feel when you see a million stars at night and you feel very small looking up at them. maybe we can feel God when there is loud thunder or bright lightning outside our windows. And then it goes on to talk about, like, long ago people thought the sun was God, like a very strong and great light that shines through around everything. But now we know that the sun is just one star, and really just one small star in a big universe filled with millions of stars. A universe is everything. A universe is everything you can see when you look up at the stars at night. So yeah, see, look at this. I just always get a kick out of these beautiful illustrations. I nerd out on the creativity that goes into this. And it talks about the different like the different teachers and things, and how it's interpreted and things. So it's really beautiful. Oh, there's a Buddha statue. Now it talks about the Buddhists. And I really love things that celebrate spirituality. Growing up, and I'm sure a lot of them still do it now, but I don't run in that crowd, so I don't pay attention to that. A lot of the churches would really, how do I say this? Okay, so you're sitting in one church and you're there to get closer to Source, to get closer to God, you know. And the preacher would be up there just bashing another religion, bashing Catholicism, or bashing this church. Usually it was bashing the church down the street because they believed a little bit differently. I mean, for the most part, they believed a lot of the same things. They were all Christian churches, but I don't know. I won't get into that. But I said that to say, I really love whenever people try to understand and celebrate the differences and the different ways of being spiritual, instead of bashing someone else, you know, kind of thing. That really doesn't sit well with me, but that's just me anyway. I'm sure a lot of you guys listening feel the same way. So that's why I really picked these books for their openness and for their you know, because a lot of us, we want to give our children choices, and first and foremost to go within and find, you know, the God within, and not be indoctrinated into what someone else, because it's not always to their highest good to do that. As long as they have a strong foundation within themselves and have that personal connection to spirit, then if they choose to adopt a already established religion or whatever, it's perfectly fine, and they're going to have a much greater understanding within themselves of what's going on, instead of sitting at the back on their iPod waiting for it to be over because their parents made them be there or something like that. You know what I'm saying? They're going to have that deeper connection. So anyway, this one is a really good one. It's called Meet Jesus: The Life and Lessons of a Beloved Teacher. And what I really like about this book is it approaches the teachings and the love and the compassion and the wisdom of Jesus, okay, without terrifying the children into submission. You better do this, you better do that, you know. And it even says at the back, some people say this is who he was, and some people say this is who he was. And he ultimately, how far you want to take it, he was a beautiful, loving teacher, and all of that. And it talks a little bit about Christmas and how people celebrate Jesus's life. And so that's a very valuable book to have in your arsenal if you are a lover of Jesus, but you don't quite resonate with some of the other things out there. You know what I'm talking about. And then here's another one that can be handy for teaching children about all different types of religions. What do you believe? And it's got I don't know if it's comprehensive to everyone, but it has several in here. It's got like India, and it's got, can you see that? It's got like different, it's got a timeline of, at this point, we think, you know, that far back, you don't know for sure, but we think they believe this, you know, based on the knowledge gathered. And then it talks about how that religion went all through, and the Middle Eastern religions, and let's see. Here's a cool one. When, where, who, and what. It's got some of the major religions here, and it tells the founders and about when it was founded, and there's Judaism. There's several in here. Islam, Hinduism, Buddhism, Sikhism, and then it's got native religions, East Asian religions, and it's got modern spirituality, how they've drawn upon some of the oldest. It even talks about atheism. I mean, if you're going to talk about people's beliefs, then you need to include all of them so the children can understand. You know, they're going to be out in the world, right? Not everybody believes the same thing. Not everybody believes, you know, this. They can't even agree on diet, you know, what you should eat and what you shouldn't eat, much less the greater questions in life, right? And so this just helps give them a, and this even talks about, like, why do, you know, like when they see someone wearing something, why do they wear it? You know, it gives you an explanation. So even, you know, if you are rooted deeply into a specific tradition or religion, I think this is really handy, because you need to, I feel like it's valuable for the children to understand everyone that has a different perspective. You know, it's not just this narrow view of I'm right and you're wrong kind of thing. So anyway, that's just a small collection of books that we enjoy, and so like I said, I will link those, or not link them, but I will list them with their authors in case you want to check them out. And a couple of them I may do reading some more, so you can see more parts later on. I don't know, we'll just see if I have time for that. But anyway, I think that's all I wanted to talk about today. And I want you guys to have a beautiful holiday. I hope that you get to be with your family members, and remembering family members fondly who may not be in physical any longer. And just take the time. I'm just encouraging you to take the time to connect with your family, connect with yourself primarily. And a great way to do that is by being creative. And so I just want to encourage you to do that. And I'm really interested, you guys that take my advice, or that are feeling the pull just the same as I have lately to be more creative. I would love to see what you're creating. Okay, now a lot of my friends, they are painters, and they do these things, and so I get to see them, and I just celebrate all of that. But a lot of my friends that are generally creative haven't had time, you know, to do much in maybe years. And so I'm encouraging you that if you used to have an interest in something, take 20 or 30 minutes. Just, you know, I know we're busy. Everybody can find some small amount of time, okay? So don't make that excuse. Don't make that excuse that you can't. You know, you can rearrange something just to have that much time in a week or something, and just connect back with that part of yourself. I'm really encouraging that. I'm not trying to be bossy. I just know how valuable and how healing and how wonderful and connecting it is for me. And I would love for you guys to feel that as well. And when you do, show me, please. I want to see. So that's all I've got for you guys today. Until next time, love you guys. Bye.